Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're discussing a terrifying urban legend in the waters of Oklahoma, and later in the show, a Tulsa, Oklahoma invention that might help you find dinner? It's not DoorDash? I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
We have been
Busy.
abnormally, paranormally busy.
Yes.
It is October.
It is October.
It's spooky season, baby.
It is. We did some stomping around a spooky spot.
And I put a spooky spot in my underwears almost. No, we have a habit of going out and poking it. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the come at me, bro, ghost hunters.
No.
But we do kind of go, hey. Well, no, I don't. I go, shut up, dude. I'm telling you to shut up, and you're going, hey, it's over here, Mr. Walking through the parallel forest with a red flashing light. Like, come get me. Anyways.
It's a thing. Yeah, but we've been busy.
I'm hoping that we continue to be busy. If I don't die and become part of the show, the Haunted Podcast Studio.
I don't want a haunted podcast studio. I'd rather have a co-host. So
or have a spare
around.
bedroom that you could turn into a craft room.
You need to stick around until we find our exit strategy.
I'll let you know how the colonoscopy goes. So anyway, T-Town.
Yes. Actually, no, not T-Town. T-Town's after the break.
Oh, okay.
We are talking about a legend.
Allegedly.
That is actually listed as being 3 different places. You and I have talked about this in the past, but not on this show.
There is a video that I have seen. I may actually have it on my phone.
That is a great video, by the way.
I think I do have it on my phone.
So, the legend that we are talking about today is the legend of the Oklahoma Octopus.
And it's got some pretty firm ground.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
You and I are going to butt heads on this. But if you...
Listen, you jumped in the water willingly and went down and touched the bottom willingly. It's pretty firm down there. So there is a firm ground. There are some firm grounds to believe that there may be an Oklahoma octopus.
Well, this legend may... If you're easily scared, this one may keep you out of the water.
It didn't help. It's one of many reasons. Jason Voorhees, the movie Anaconda, Jaws, and there's there's about 60 handfuls of reasons why I don't want to get in the water. And an Oklahoma octopus, whether I believe in it or not, I believe in it just enough to keep my ass on the raft. And the raft from Creepshow 2.
Can we discuss the canoe incident again?
We do it.
We do it too often?
No, okay. We do it every time every time water. Here are the keywords. We created our own algorithm. When we talk water, deep, lake, river, it automatically digs into the archives, and we have to talk about the misadventures that weren't paranormal. It was just a pair of normal guys
falling out of a boat
due to lack of experience in a canoe. Who uses a canoe? No one. A trapper?
Well, there are stories of an octopus-like creature, not necessarily an octopus, but an octopus-like creature that is reported to live in Lake Thunderbird, Lake Oolagah, and Lake Tenkiller.
Thunderbird is probably, for me, the most likely candidate because you can't see anything.
That does play a bit into it as well, just because of the coloring of the water.
Yeah.
The red water at Thunderbird, or Dirty Bird as we used to call it. But Oklahomans love the lakes in the summertime, but it's really not that comforting when you hear about human-sized catfish.
Oh, no.
Alligator gars, or, in this case, octopus-like creatures swimming below you.
In water that you cannot... That's the other thing. I won't get in water that I can't see the bottom. I don't know how people think that that's fun. What is fun about treading water You know what rhymes with tread? Dead. That's what. And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be the victim to a mythological beast known as the Oklahoma Octopus. I'm not going to be caught dead around it or wrapped around it.
So apparently there are Native American legends that are over 200 years old.
Uh-huh.
They don't specifically describe an octopus-like creature, but they do tell of strange aquatic creatures living in and around some of Oklahoma lakes, and they were reported to have a taste for human flesh.
If I were guessing what it might be, it would be the most prehistoric looking of freshwater fish, the alligator gar, or spoonbills. They both look like they're from either another dimension or another planet.
Dude, I don't care who you are. You come across a catfish that weighs 250 pounds.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to muddy the water.
Well, yeah, that's true. The catfish will love it because they're bottom feeders. They'll eat doo-doo. They don't care. But I'm saying a catfish, unless you put your hand in its mouth, it's not just going to... I don't think there's ever been a report of a catfish coming up to you and biting an ass cheek off. You know what I mean?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm just saying, it doesn't track.
So this creature, though, is described as being the size of a horse with reddish-brown skin and long tentacles.
The size of a horse?
A horse. When you're talking the size of a horse, though, you're talking, what, 1,200 pounds? 2,000 pounds?
Yeah,
unless
it's one of those pygmy miniature horses.
Maybe. But this all kind of started back in 2003.
Wait a second, stop.
Yes.
Did you say 200 pounds, a regular sized horse? When's the last time you've been around a horse?
I said 2,000.
Oh, I thought you said 200. I was like
1,200 to 2,000.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, has he ever seen a horse before? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It started, though, or it really took hold in 2003. It was on a show on Animal Planet called Lost Tapes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember something about that.
In that show, there was a guy in Arkansas that found a small red octopus in one of the local lakes that leads right into Oklahoma.
Really?
Or local rivers that leads right into Oklahoma.
Wow.
So the question was, could there be a full-sized version of this living in a lake?
A grown-ass octopus?
Yeah. Apparently, these lakes have had an unusually high number of drownings and unexplained disappearances of swimmers.
Yeah. Well, I think some of those are sponsored by Budweiser. I don't know necessarily that there's an octopus at play there, but whatever helps you sleep at night.
Well, I mean...
Which an octopus doesn't help me sleep at night.
I would think, though, that these specific lakes should have the same amount of people drinking alcohol as every other lake.
True.
So the higher number, and I don't know what they're using as a qualification for higher number of drownings or unexplained disappearances. But dude, I think getting lost in Thunderbird
would not be hard.
Wouldn't be hard at all.
Well, and if you kind of did some research, it's like, it seems that the octopus only attacks on Labor Day weekend, Memorial weekend, 4th of July weekend. We still can't figure out exactly what that pattern is, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. That's all the questions for now. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, you just answered the question. It's not an octopus. Well, it's a beer bong.
Some people think it's a giant octopus. Some people dismiss that as a hoax or a figment of people's imagination.
I got to call 8-legged BS on this one. It just, there's no reason for it. It took me a little while to wrap my head around people finding alligators and crocodiles in Oklahoma lakes and tell it the evidence, it's there to support that. And the thing with an octopus is, it's not like they come up for air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about octopus. I know there's a couple of Chinese restaurants that I've had baby octopus at. That's the extent of my octo knowledge. And not the octo mom that had 8 babies. I don't know anything else.
As far as evidence goes, there's not a lot. There's no physical evidence for the existence of the Oklahoma octopus. There's no photos. There's no videos. Nobody's ever gotten a specimen.
Now, I'm a cryptozoologist. Where'd you go to school? Vatterott College. And, there's somebody out there that's going, yeah, but the thing we're not talking about is the dimensions, man. They slipped through a dimensional rift.
Oh, God, please don't.
With the Bigfoot. They work in shifts. The Bigfoot works from midnight to 8 in the morning, and then you notice that most of the attacks of the octopus between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. That's when his shift ends.
Honestly, I think it's probably mistaken identity. I think...
What?
Dude, we have catfish. We have huge catfish.
I know, but how do you antiquate? There's a difference. I can't. If I grab your hand, could you equate? If I grabbed your hand and pulled it down, would you equate that to a catfish? No.
No, but if you're in the water and something that feels like a linebacker hits you, are you really?
Where's your head at? Where's your head at, man?
Differentiating between the shape.
So are you saying?
I think it's probably like catfish. I think it's probably like seaweed.
Seaweed.
Well, we have
kelp.
Kelp, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, something like that where you would freak you out a little bit.
It would,
especially if you can't see it.
And that's the other thing.
And how about a catfish covered in kelp? Like stringy kelp coming off of it?
Is an octopus in a freshwater environment with all the other types of fish?
No.
Is it the apex predator?
I would assume so.
So, I mean, its only natural enemy is a jet ski. Or a pontoon boat.
Well, as far as urban legends go, this one has gained quite a bit of international fame.
I thought you were going to say it's gained quite a few legs, but go ahead. Sorry. International fame.
You know how, people will talk about Yeti, the Himalayan Bigfoot?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People outside of the United States talk about the Oklahoma Octopus in a similar way.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's really interesting that it's kind of got its own little niche. I don't find a whole lot of information to back it up.
But if you're thinking in terms of how much weight, when you pull back a little bit, you get let's take a wide shot of cryptids. You're more likely to believe that there's an octopus in Oklahoma Lake at this point, as opposed to a Yeti or Bigfoot. I think based solely on the merits of octopus is it's a thing. You know what I mean? It's a thing.
Dude,
tangible.
are you trying to get us canceled by the Bigfoot Society of America or
no,
something?
what I'm saying, I think the vast majority of people could easily, if you said, okay.
I have multiple posters in this office.
I know,
with Bigfoot sightings in Oklahoma.
But I'm thinking general public. Gun to your head. Which one are you going to more likely believe in? Left hand octopus, right hand Bigfoot.
There's never been an example of a freshwater octopus that I'm aware of.
But the point is, it's a creature that we have. There's scientific proof that an octopus exists.
We were just at the fair.
Uh-huh.
There's scientific proof that there are
crocodile corn dog
of large, hairy creatures that are bipedal right here in Oklahoma. I've seen them.
Well, coming up, we're headed from tentacles to T-Town, and you're not going to believe this.
Today's show is brought to you by Friends of Nicoma Park. They are a local nonprofit working to raise funds for their community park project in Nicoma Park. We were just hanging out with them over the weekend.
We did. We did hang out with them, and we ate abundantly.
I'm still full.
We walked around like royalty. I have my $10 food voucher tickets.
They're working to turn an undeveloped 60-acre park into a safe, exciting place for the community.
An adventure unlike any other.
Dude, they're adding soccer fields, walking trails, dog parks, pavilions, a place to have large festivals.
And with the trick-or-treat season is upon us. It's so wild to me. It's almost here. They do a trunk-or-treat, too.
They do. It's coming up. You can keep track of their upcoming events, including the trunk-or-treat, by keeping an eye on their Facebook page, Friends of Nicoma Park. I don't know if you're aware of this or not.
Probably not.
There was a point in time when if you went fishing, and we're just talking about octopi in lakes.
Yeah.
There was a point in time, if you went fishing, you had to know where the fish were going to be.
Right, fish finder. Yeah.
Or you didn't get fish.
And if we had, why can't we use a transistorized sonar fishing device to find an Oklahoma octopus?
I'm sure that you could. But did you know the transistorized sport fishing sonar was invented in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Something tells me I did, but I'd forgotten about it. People sleep on Oklahoma. There are a lot of, I don't know if you know Jimmy Houston, big time fisherman. Used to watch his fishing show after Bill Dance. He's an Okie. Bob Wallace Outdoors, you remember that? Mm-hmm. He was a fisherman, Okie. A lot of ties to the fishing community in Oklahoma. This does not surprise me in the very least. But I didn't know it.
I remember fishing with my grandfather when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And literally, he would just know the spots because he fished there so often. But there was no sonar. He didn't have any gadgets. Yeah. It was, we went to this spot because it was this time of the year and it was this time of day. And that's where we fished at. Yeah. So this invention is pretty cool for people that don't have the time to invest in knowing a body of water as thoroughly as somebody that...
In a keen eye, you can kind of know where the brush piles are and where the grasses are and where the fish are moving, depending on, because there's also... Fishing is a science as well. It's a lot about barometric pressure. There's a lot of those factors involved. You really didn't think that you needed to know more than, well, it's going to be 66 degrees, but what kind of lure do I need to use in that circumstance? But yeah, the sonar stuff, to me, that's always been kind of cool, watching those fishing shows and seeing them locate the fish. But it's almost kind of, I think it kind of...
You think it's kind of cheating?
Yeah, I think...
I mean, to a degree, I get it.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that it started right here. It was in the 50s in Tulsa. Carl Lowrance and his sons Daryl and Arlen developed this thing right here in Oklahoma. It was called the Little Green Box or the Fish Locator.
Oh, yeah?
It became really popular really quick, and they're still in business today. Lawrence Electronics Company in Tulsa specializes in marine electronics and GPS devices for fishing. I think it's awesome.
Fishing is one of those things you can spend as much money as you want or the least amount as you want. I almost feel like the less you have invested, the more fun you have.
I'm more of a minimalist when it comes to fishing. I like fishing, but I just want a fishing pole and a couple worms and a
basic setup and a chair to sit in. Mm-hmm. And if I catch something, fine. If I don't, I get to stare at the water for hours on end and put my phone on D&D, and she doesn't know where I'm at.
Well, speaking of catching things, we have caught a lot of feedback
from listeners, but more importantly, from business owners like Taco Boy in Tecumseh. So I pulled up. I'm in the neighborhood. I had to do a little business in Shawnee. I was like, hey, I'll shoot up 10 minutes up the road, go say hi to Leo and company. Mm-hmm. I walk in. I'm waiting to kind of see, there's a few people in. I can hear a little bit of a buzz and some music going on in the kitchen. I wait, and here comes Leo. I'm like, hey. He goes, I need to shake your hand. It's like, cool, that's exactly why I'm here. He goes, no, really. So he comes to me and goes, I wanted to tell you right now how much I appreciate what you and your show has done for my business. I went, okay, no problem. He goes, no, you don't understand. So this lady right here, and there was a lady sitting right there, she's here because of you.
That's awesome.
Last weekend, we had a ton of people show up because of you, including a bunch of bikers that showed up. I had no idea.
I didn't know that was part of our demo.
I did not know that the OnlyinOKShow was part of the 1%ers. Okay, I'll take it. But I need to know who it was. If it's the Hells Angels...
Can we get the vests?
No, we cannot. Don't even discuss it. Stop talking.
I don't know what the rules are.
You don't get a cut. We aren't worthy of having a cut.
I don't know what that means.
Look it up.
Okay.
Anyway, so I ended up meeting, I believe her name was Amy. I want to say Amy. Anyway, she's like, yeah, I saw your video, and then she asked for a picture, which was kind of weird. But Then I met Leo's dad, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Dad, this is Brett, the guy that did the video and all the people that showed up. So Amy showed him the video.
Right.
I had never seen a grown man. It warmed my heart to see him react the way he did to that video. He watched it twice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Folks, we've got more feedback. If you get a chance and you're out there and you're hearing this right now, if you haven't seen our video and know anything about Taco Boy, if you haven't seen any of our posts on Facebook about Taco Boy, first of all, why the hell are you even listening to this show if you're not on every single one of our platforms? But more importantly, take your ass to Tecumseh, Oklahoma. If you say Tecumseh, I've told them to refuse service. But go to Tecumseh Taco Boy, see Leo Reyes, one of the kindest, most gentle, most loving people. Just a ray of sunshine. He will bless you with his presence if you bless him with yours. Taco Boy in Tecumseh. Also, got reached out to by Tasty Burger in Choctaw. They've been getting some foot traction and wanted to thank us as well. They had a lady come in and do 3 tickets worth of orders based on our recommendation. So it's working. We appreciate you doing that because that's exactly what you're asking you to do. Let them know you heard it here.
Yeah. And it makes a huge difference. Most of the places that we talk about on our show or in our videos are small businesses.
Mm-hmm. And that's our bread and butter. We're their bread and butter, and you are too.
I understand. The mission statement of our show is to generate excitement and to show people fun and interesting places, tourism-related locations in the state of Oklahoma.
Right.
That's our entire mission statement. But for the most part, it almost always ends up being a small business in one way or another. So it makes a huge difference when we show up in force, when the OnlyinOKShow invades small town America.
Right.
And everybody comes to the local diner to eat. It makes a huge difference.
It does.
So tell them that you heard about it from us. It helps us.
Mm-hmm.
It makes us feel like we're accomplishing our goals.
I mean, because this is exactly. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was the mission statement from day one, and why we kind of decided to go. Maybe we should do something get a little bit more of a local slice as opposed to doing something more national. And it's taken some time. It's taken
4 years.
4 years. Honestly, it's only really started showing any signs of heading in the direction that we had designed it to do within the last, 6 months?
I would
a
say,
year?
Yeah, a couple of years maybe.
But anyway, we can't, and the truth is we can't do it without you.
I couldn't agree more. It's good for everybody involved.
Right. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Yes.
Say win.
Win.
No, say win.
Win.
Okay. Say, remember, it reminds me of Doc, a Holiday in Tombstone. Say win. Sorry, it was terrible. Terrible Doc Holiday.
But honestly, as a shout out to our listeners, we really appreciate you sticking with us.
Heck yeah.
Supporting us, commenting, liking, all of that stuff. But really, the main thing that has the biggest impact on us is when we go talk to somebody and they're like, when we go into a small business and they're like, oh, you're the guys.
Yeah.
You did this or you did that or somebody came in here because of you. Always makes our day.
And if you want to be part of that movement, it's simple. I think it's starting. That's the other thing, is starting to slowly catch on as people doing what we tell. The ultimate test for if people are listening to you is if they're doing what you tell them to do by connecting with us and through the proper channels.
I agree.
I know I think the tendency is, well, hey, they're on TikTok 5 days a week. Of course that's the best way to do it. I try to filter through.
Yeah, we get.
Well, and here's what happened today, and through Facebook. For some reason, I got a notification to our Facebook page Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
It was from the media department at Remington Park from 2023 about the Pop Culture Con. Contact us. Here's the number.
Yeah, it's not reliable. It's hard for us to filter
really
through. And if we're going to be honest, we probably get 200 to 300 likes, comments a day through different social media.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to filter and make sure we don't miss stuff.
Well, if you want to get involved, it's simple. OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up in the DMs. That's fine too. But if we don't get back to you, we just told you.
OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com.
OnlyinOKShow. Do we need to make a video where we're both cramming a hot dog? Maybe if we did that. Maybe if we had OnlyinOKShow drizzled in syrup on our chest.
Maybe if when you're doing your next food video, if you write OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com on with mustard or something. Well, speaking of OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com, this has been the Only in OK Show. I'm Harley.
And I'm Brett.
And we're out of here.
Peace.
You're about to hear is hearsay about cheeseburgers. Some call it hamburger heresy. How can a vegetable burger taste anything like a real burger?
When's the last time someone said to you, my God, I love abuelas?
2008.
Probably, man. I'm that tired that the show is going to be basically...
Yeah.
Man. Dude.
3, 2, 1.
Was that a real countdown?
Yeah.
And welcome to the show. Today we're discussing a terabyte of terrifying information. That's a lot of information.
It's terabyting.
It's stored in the cloud. Warning. What you're about to hear is a terabyte of terror. The story of how the cloud was created.
Nikola Tesla invented the first cloud. Nikola. I heard, real quick, you realize that we're alive in a generation where Elon Musk will be in the same conversation as Alexander Graham Bell, frickin' Einstein, Henry Ford.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. I mean, let's be realistic. He's a genius. He is. And he single-handedly salvaged the space program.
Well, I mean, if they'll let him.
I know it sounds crazy, but come on, let me put my jet in the air. I'm in a car fly. You didn't think I could make a car fly? I did. I put a car in the air. I don't think that's how it sounds.
No, it's not.
Then my name is Elon.
He doesn't talk like that.
Elon Musk.
He doesn't have an accent, really.
He does kind of have a little bit of an accent. Is he Swedish?
No.
Danish?
No, he's South African.
Oh. You know, the South African accent's kind of like this right here, bro. They go, hey, bro, what do you know about driving a Tesla, bro? 3, 2, 1, and welcome to the show. You thought I was going to go with that, didn't you? Count me down.
3, 2, 1.5, 1.25, 1, go.
And welcome to the show today. God bless America. I'm never going to get it right. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the show. Today we are discussing. I'm losing it. You're trying to blow that over here to me?
Yeah, I'm trying to, kill whatever demon you got from Tucker Cemetery.
Everything's fine.
Start carrying holy water with me.
I usually have a black tar discharge from my eye sockets. It's normal. On the days ending in 6 in the month, I normally bleed from my hand.
3, 2, 1.